former 49ers Hall of Fame wide receiver Terrell Owens, put out there. He was on the podcast with Cameron, and he put out there that he feels the NFL is rigged. And he played the game, and he talked about it. He says, especially with the Chiefs, he says he feels like the referees. You know what I'm saying? The referees are doing whatever. Let's go in and take a listen to what he had to say.
With all the calls,
say the refs.
I've
been talking about the refs too. They niggas acting like they can't hear.
Bro, it's crazy because I played the game and I'm watching the game and I'm looking at all these calls that that's benefiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at the game before against the Texans, bro. Mahomes is smart. He dinking around. He causing the flag. You know what I mean? He's getting the benefit of it. He didn't even get hit. 15-yard flag. The guy, Will Anderson, barely hit him. That can stop the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
At that point in time, the Houston Texans were in the game. Those calls right there advances them, give them extra downs. It changed the whole complexity of the game.
Do you think this has been going on all season with Kansas City or just as recently? With the referees.
You can even go back to the last couple of Super Bowl, even when the Niners played the Super Bowl. Look at all the holding calls. If you watch that tape, bro, it was crazy. They were getting clotheslined, and they were not calling it, bro. It is blatant calls that were missed, like obvious.
That's the word I've been looking for, blatant. Shit is blatant, man.
Bro, it's blatant and obvious. Like it's unreal. And I've never thought. I've texted him. I'm like, I never thought I would say that. I thought games were rigged, or somebody got some plays in it. Bro, it is unreal at the amount of calls that are not called against the Kansas City Chiefs that are called against everybody else.
All right, let's have the conversation, right? Because I always say that there's a script, right? I've been saying it. People don't like it when I hit with the conspiracy because some things just don't make sense when it comes to the Kansas City, when it comes to playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I remember years. This is why a lot of people don't like Tom Brady and the New England Patriots and their Super Bowl run. And so, maybe the word rigged is a bad word. You know what I'm saying? I see Boat says he feels that it's manipulated, not rigged. I feel like it's the same thing. I know rigged has a more, has a more serious, demeanor to it because of the word, but manipulated, fixed, manipulated, rigged, they all synonyms at this point, and so I feel like when it comes to NFL, the number one objective for the NFL is to what? Make money. The number one objective is to make money. Why? Because it's entertainment. The NFL is the number one entertainment source of entertainment probably in the world, especially when it comes to sports. If I'm not mistaken, it's the NFL, it's WWE. They kind of on that same page. I feel like the NFL took pages out of the Vince McMahon book. When you got to go back to when wrestling was real, right? Like when we thought growing up wrestling was real, like, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell us that there were scripts and that they were paid actors. I thought they were really, whatever. I'm sorry. I hope, I hope I didn't spoil anything for anybody out there that watches wrestling, but we understand that now, and it's still kind of like a hard pill to swallow, but I feel like the NFL is in that same boat. You know what I'm saying? Now, Jax asked, was I going to be doing the Super Bowl, the Madden Super Bowl? Yes, I will be doing that this week, probably this upcoming Thursday, it being Super Bowl week, so I'll probably get into that for sure. But when you think about the NFL, you go back to those Niner Super Bowls, I think the reason why Niner fans are so bitter and the reason why the hatred has grown so deeply for the Kansas City Chiefs is simply because there were several times where Nick Bosa was held and the call and we talk about blatant holds. You saw it in the little video, you saw it in the picture. We're talking blatant holding calls up around the neck area, in the shoulder pads. And the crazy thing is at that moment then they were like the number one holding team in the league, and they got 0 holds that whole Super Bowl. And see, stuff like that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And you know what? You want to go more recent? That was the first Super Bowl. You want to go more recent? Super Bowl 58? Let's go to Super Bowl 58. Because you remember in that game in Super Bowl 58, and this is not me being, I'm over it. But go back to that game. Remember when the officials were just calling flags on the 49ers? Remember that? Remember Trent Williams got a crazy holding call or some bullcrap? And Kyle Shanahan said, okay, if you're going to do that, make sure you look the other way and call it both ways. You didn't see one more call, did you? Like Kyle had to check the officials. Go back and watch it. I promise you, Kyle had to check the officials 1,000%. Now, Jax is out there. Shout out to Jax. We got to show Jax some love on this morning. She gets the touchdown, the foghorn. She is literally gifting memberships out there to become members of the Breezy Bunch crew. Now, if you became a member because of Jax, please go ahead and let us know. Make sure you thank her as well. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give her some love. Show her some love. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Jax, for gifting memberships. I see you gifted 2 memberships out there. Truly appreciate that. Thank you for helping to support the channel right here. And if anybody else wants to gift memberships, be my guest, or just go ahead and click on the join button and join. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all love at the end of the day. Become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. All right. Now, it's a tough conversation to have because a lot of us love football. Like there were so many things that happened in the NFL to where, we probably should have boycotted so many different types of things. And we just decided not to, you know what I'm saying? We decided not to. Initially our emotions, our feelings, they get involved. But I think, if you've been watching football for, 30 plus years, you are heavily invested. You're endowed in the game, the doctrine of the NFL, and you watch it and you accept the changes that come along with it. And I think deep down in the back of your mind, you'd be like, all right, man, this is scripted. So with that being said, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to have to play a hell of a game. And, defensively, I truly believe that the Eagles have the better defense. They have the better defense. They have the rotation. They have the defensive front. Now they are dealing with injuries at the linebacking spot, and I think that is where Patrick Mahomes is going to take advantage. That's where Travis Kelce is going to feast. The last time Travis Kelce played against Oren Burks, we know how that happened, and guess where it was? In the Super Bowl. So Oren Burks gets a shot. Former 49ers linebacker Oren Burks gets a shot again at Travis Kelce. It'll be part 2. I'm surprised people aren't really picking up on that. You know what I mean? I'm surprised. Very surprised. Tanisha, what's going on? She says, favorite penalty calls change the trajectory of games. This is what Cameron and Terrell Owens were saying. Terrell Owens was saying that. He says, everything has a cause and effect. It throws off the momentum. It is a deliberate shift in the energy. Repeat that. Write that down. It's a deliberate shift in the energy. I always say that officials are there to manage the game, but they also control the game. Now, I'm a firm believer. That's why, you know what? And that's why I love the players. I love the players because the players never, ever blame the refs. You know why? Because they're not watching it. They're playing it. And I get it. And I respect it. And I think it's honorable. Or maybe it's told that they can't. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I love the players because they never, ever say it's the refs. They always say, we got to stop putting ourselves in situations. We got to capitalize off of opportunities. We got to do this. We got to do that. I love that about the players. Doesn't mean that what we're talking about right now isn't happening. Eddie G and the Bulldog says they have already thrown a flag on Philly. Like I've never seen. All right, here's how we know. Pay attention, right? If we see a flag on a tush push attempt, it's rigged. I've never seen a flag on a tush push attempt. I've never, ever seen a flag on a tush push attempt. Now, I understand it's being run. Cam Jurgens, I think, is out there running, but I've never seen the refs throw a flag on a tush push attempt. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out Beast J Skurlocks, not a member, but definitely a subscriber. Says, yo, bang, fan of the show. First time live, though. Keep doing your thing, Wayne. Can we show him some love? This is first time live, man. Let's give him the air horns. First time live. Hope you subscribe to the channel, man. Appreciate you, dog. 1,000%. But football. I don't want to live on the edge of saying it's rigged, even though in the back of my mind it ain't. It's not right. It's not right. And again, if you go back to the last dynasty in the NFL, the last team that was a dynasty, who was that team? Who was that team? It was the New England Patriots. Antoine from Facebook says they'll get fined if they say. I know, I understand that. But if you look at the players, they really feel like they be having opportunities to get stuff done, and they fail the opportunities. Every time I watch a game, I don't sit there and blame the refs, even though I'm mad at the refs, but I'm not going to blame the refs. There's certain penalties you can't blame the refs for, right? You can't blame the refs for false starts if the team false starts. Now, subjective penalties, those ones where like you're talking the holding calls, the personal fouls, all right, that's one thing. But, they got a job. I think they get a script and they follow the script. And I think there are some players out there that don't know about the script and they mess up the script. Perfect example. You ready? Perfect example. You ready? 2007, Patriots versus Giants. Super Bowl. I don't remember the number because there's so many of them. We on 59 right now, but I can't remember what that year was, that Super Bowl. I just know it was in 2007, okay? Eli Manning. Now help me out because I was under the impression that the NFL was trying to protect the quarterback. Eli Manning drops back. This play right here alone that I'm about to describe is the reason why Eli Manning is going into the Hall of Fame this year. You ready? This one play. All right. Eli Manning drops back. I promise you, if you go back and watch it, you're going to see Eli Manning literally grabbed by at least minimum two giant players where they literally are pulling him down to the ground. He keeps and somehow the refs don't call they don't call the play dead. They let it go on. I think the Giants players were like, damn, like, isn't he down? Like, this should be a sack or whatever. Protect the quarterback. And somehow I think the Patriots players, right? I think the Patriots players were thinking that. And somehow the Patriots defense probably thought he was gonna be down or ruled down or play stopped, and somehow Eli throws the ball in the air, and David Tyree, tight end from Michigan, go figure, catches a ball literally on the top of his helmet to where All-Pro, I think he was All-Pro at that time, Rodney Harrison could not defend the pass. We've seen some stuff like, I feel like that Rodney Harrison play is up there with the Jaquaski Tart drop interception play that was thrown. I feel like they up there. Notice how it always comes down to a safety too. But I'm saying that to say, after that year, you never heard David Tyree's name again. I think the script was that the Patriots had undefeated season. They were supposed to win that Super Bowl. David Tyree made a play. Now they still had to score after that, but to keep the drive alive was like how he doesn't catch. He caught that pass. So all I'm saying is 2008 Super Bowl, whatever that number is, perfect. You could have just wrote it in regular numbers, My Roman numeral reading is off right at this point. But my whole point is I think he went against the script, and I think he paid the ultimate price because his career went down the drain. We're talking about David Tyree. We're talking about Super Bowl champion David Tyree. Now, I'm not going to get into the Vegas stuff. That's not my thing. I'm just here to watch football. Is it rigged? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section as well. You know what I'm saying? And, feel free to let me know.